What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome to We Time Podcast, episode 12. You are important. As you can see, I am rolling solo dolo this fine evening. My co-host with the most is out. She's gonna be out for hopefully this week only. She had to have a procedure done, so thoughts and speedy recovery, positive vibes going out to her. I do have a guest. He's running a little bit behind this well, evening now. I'm thinking afternoon for some strange reason. There he is. He popped in. All right. Hold on just a second. All right, sir. We just gonna have to roll it like this. Yeah, yep. Uh-oh. I lost you totally now. Oh, come on, audio. Come on, audio. All right, so I'm gonna pop him out. Going back to what we were going over today, you are important, and we've been doing a lot of different things. I'll get right back with you in just a second, Garrett. I just want to go ahead and let everybody know what's going on with this episode. Uh, I wanted to get a male's perspective of family this go around. I know a lot of the things we've been talking about lately with community, also with mental health has been big, but a lot of times I feel like the men don't get a lot of recognition or a lot of time to actually talk and say what's on their minds. And you can't really have just any and everybody just step in and say anything about these type of situations because not everybody has a really strong foundation when it comes to family and actually been through it. So my friend, I worked with him a few times at Time Warner and then also at with Google. And yeah, I feel that he would actually have some gems because he's like one of the guys that you would see at the barbershop that would give you good advice. He doesn't feel like it, or he doesn't say like he's that type of person that has the good gems, but I feel that he has a lot to offer. And I just want to say, first of all, acknowledge all the people that are watching the stream. I got a lot of stuff going on. I got this going through a few channels. So if I don't see your chat and your comments, I apologize. But hey, get in here, get interactive. Let's go ahead and open this thing up. Mr. Garrett, do you got your audio going? You muted. Can you unmute yourself? Let me unmute you. You chose to mute yourself. Can you?
You
There
you
you go.
got me?
Oh, thank goodness. The audio
You
is
got me?
clear. The
It,
audio is clear. That's what I'm
it,
talking about. He put the buzz in. That's
you know what
hey,
I'm saying?
there you go. There you go. It's like forget all the special stuff. We'll take it back to the old school
The
days. We put the
mic, you
buzz
know
in.
what I'm saying?
And it's like I got this microphone system. This. Sometimes technology just don't want to work with you, bro. I
It
understand.
don't.
I
It
understand. It
does
happens.
not.
It
Man, it's kicking
happens,
my
man.
butt.
It happens, bro. So, hey, man, I just want to thank you first of all for making time to come to the podcast. I know you are a family man. You do a lot, man. Why don't you tell everybody about yourself, man? Just tell them who you are and what you do.
Man, I'm Garen, and I do family. That's it. Nah, hey, I'm a married man of 9 years this year.
Is it has it been 9?
Nine, bro.
God dog, bro.
Yeah, man.
That's a minute. That
Yeah, we
is a
working
minute.
on nine, and it was nine back on September the 14th, and
Hey.
yeah, we our third kid is about to be born
Oh
here shortly.
man. That's beautiful, man.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you. I'm trying to get everything set with this whole thing. I feel like the phone is way too far back, but I ain't got nothing else to sit it
Hey,
on.
hey, it's all
So
good, man.
it is gonna be it's gonna get what it's gonna get today, and I got to turn this fan on because I'm like I'm about to probably start heating up.
So, hey, man, it's a beautiful thing to hear, that you've been married for that long, man. I mean, not too many people make it that long, man. I mean, shoot. I can't remember. What year did you get married?
14,
You got
September
married
14th, 2014.
14. Yeah, so I think I had gotten married right before you. or was it after you?
I think it was a little bit before me, I believe.
Yeah, it was a little bit before you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I was saying, not everybody makes it. Not
Yeah,
everybody make it.
it's
Not
a
everybody
challenge,
makes it.
bro. It's a challenge.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to bring you on, man, just because, we've had conversations, man to
Mhm.
man, and I feel like sometimes, man, those conversations need to be like exposed to other people because not everybody sees, how a man feels or understands it. Because a lot of times we've been taught just to kind of, suck it up and just
Bottle
keep
it in.
pushing. Yeah, and not really talk about it. So, to open this thing up, I'm trying to be professional since I'm by myself. I don't have my co-host to bounce the questions and stuff off of. But so you already answered how long you've been married, and you also said how many kids you had. But I
Yeah.
mean, what was the thing that really caught you, like when you found your significant other, man? What made it? What clicked in your mind? Because I mean, when I first met you, I'll be honest with you, man. You came off as like you said, I'm Gary. It's
I'm
like
Garen.
I'm that man.
Yeah, I'm that dude. It didn't matter. Even if I was wrong, I still wore that title. I'm that dude. I whatever.
So
Um,
so what was it
not
the thing that changed, man?
uh, I met somebody that I felt like I was probably about 95% compatible with.
Mm,
I don't
mm,
think you really got to be. I think it's just that easy. But
really?
I was looking for those key point indicators too. You
Mm-hmm.
know, so I was seeing how we got along around in social, settings and how we talked and what we talked about. You know, the
Right.
important things like we didn't really date like that. You know how like the typical relationship starts with the date. It
Mm-hmm.
starts with you whining and dining somebody. Ours didn't start like that.
Right. Right.
So it's a bit unorthodox, and I think since we didn't follow that normal traditional pattern of let's go and sit down and have wine and talk about how the bad the past was with different people, it wasn't nothing like that. We literally got with each other and found like peace, like
Right.
real
Right.
real quick. And when you find that, you gotta lock it down.
That's what's
You know.
up,
So
man.
I always look at things like compatibility because I think those are the bigger things that are gonna make the relationship last. Like who are you when you born? Like you gotta spend some real time with some people, you know?
Right. It's like what do you do when you ain't got nothing else to say to somebody? It's like, what are we gonna do? You know?
Or what are we doing in the house? Like what are your habits? Like what do you
Mhm.
like how do you cook? Like what do you buy? Like
Right,
most of
right.
everything like we had to agree on because of course we didn't want to, repeat things that she and her father, I mean her mom and her father may have, went through or my mom may have had done. We don't want to repeat those, not to say that they were bad, but
Mhm.
just every little thing, like whether we're not buying, I don't know, Libby's cans of beans because we both came to a agreement that we like, I don't know, some other brand. You know what I mean? But just
Man.
being compatible in communication is what longevity has in marriage.
Yeah.
Everything else is pretty much a custom fit suit.
Right. That's cool. Can you see the comments popping up on the screen? You probably can't because the screen
Yeah,
is so
I see
small.
it. She
Uh,
said, "Can you still be comfortable sitting in silence with someone?" Yeah, that's why you have to do that first. Like I don't
mhm.
believe in like the fact that we've been married 9 years. I don't believe in traditional dating. I believe in getting to know somebody. So I think like go sit down and get talking to somebody. You know
Right.
what I mean? Talk instead of looking at what's on the outside, what's the external, because you can make way better decisions really fast when you get to know somebody and realize that
Right.
y'all compatible in every area of your existence that would make sense. That's how
Right.
me and
Right.
my wife had come, to it.
That's what's
But
up. That's what's up. So you actually brought up something. I had wrote this down. So was there like values that you feel like you gotten from your parents, that you brought into this, or is this some things that you learned along the way that changed the way that you approach your own marriage? seeing her parents and your parents?
Yeah. My mom was divorced when I was what a year old, but her parents are still married. I don't bring I don't bring none of that stuff into my marriage because I'm a creative kind of guy, so I kind of like to create from that ground up. So I
Mhm.
think those values work in that, I guess you could say, in that proximity.
I
You
got
know
you.
what I mean? Like when
It's
you in their house, it's kind of their way, it's kind of their thing, or once you go out into the world, because you could do some stuff and your parents be like, I never thought you'd do something like that, right?
right, right, right.
So you just gotta create your own. When you buy a home and you and your spouse or significant other are in it, y'all have to create a standard for your kids to create from. Because
Mhm.
I don't
Mhm.
like always saying that, my mom gave me this, because what tends to happen is that my wife would end up having to be married to my mom. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Or me, vice versa, had to be married to her mom or her dad, is because of what they may have said. This is how things are, but instead of us agreeing on how we choose to be.
Okay, okay. That's what's up. So
It's a little different,
basically,
but
yeah, I mean, no, no, because the stereotypical things that we've all been taught is just kind of like you see how mom and dad did, and you just kind of mimic it. And we've always been taught, just like you said, you kind of wine and dine, and then you just kind of it's almost like forced,
Mhm.
to cultivate a relationship. It's not something that is organic. It's like you have step one, step two, step three to kind of follow. This is the outline or the template, and then
Mhm.
you just kind of make something out of it and see what stick.
Yeah, yeah,
And like,
and
go ahead,
no,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say, and I mean, just the conversation so far, you just basically blew that out of the water and said, look, I didn't do like everybody else did. And the one thing that I kind of want to stress is by you going that way and not looking at a lot of the values that your parents did, and you attack the or approach the relationship unorthodox. It seems like it worked out better for you because
Yeah.
you had that clean foundation, that clean slate, and it's like, okay, so we gonna go ahead and take this from ground zero and make it how we want it to be. Your dreams, my dreams, our dreams. And
Mhm.
I think that's beautiful, man. And it shows because I mean, I look at it like this. It's like, if it's a dead marriage, you won't see no children. It won't be like that. You won't see the happiness and stuff like that. You won't see a
Yeah.
man at work and him being happy to be at work. Or if he is happy to be at work, I'm happy to get away from her.
Yeah, yeah. I
you know,
don't live like that.
you,
Nah,
you
I don't
know,
live like that.
so, anytime I see you or talk to you, it's always been like, you got a smile on your face, even though you got the grades, he's like, hey, I'm living this
Yeah.
thing. I'm enjoying this.
You supposed to, man. Like you really gotta love what what you gonna spend the rest of your life with. It makes no sense not to. You
Right,
know,
right, right.
it makes none. So I think that's a different way to approach it. I would say it may not be for everyone, but I will say, for my success with it, I feel as if you go at like I think we focus on like blanket statements. You know how somebody say you better get to it. Like, what does that
Mhm.
really mean? Like,
Right.
where's the detail? So I wanted to detail our relationship. Like,
Mhm, mhm.
what is love to us? What does that mean? What is that gonna feel like? If I'm a,
Right.
if I say something, because I was tripping the other about a month ago, and I was like, yeah, I was watching this thing on Facebook, and it was like your eyes have never seen your face, right? One of those little
Okay.
videos.
Uh-huh.
And so I thought about it. Like, damn, my eyes ain't really never seen my face, right? And I can't allot for my facial expressions if I say something to her in a way
Mhm,
that, if I may have say something a little bit more brash, like, so what? I can't see
mhm.
the side of my face. You know what I mean? I
Exactly.
can't see that side, bitch. You know what I mean?
Right.
But working on that. Like that's the stuff that I worked on and continue to work on, because you ain't never gonna be perfect with this, man. It's a custom fit suit. And sometimes, you know, you get a little flabby right here, you bust the button off, and you gotta get it back down. You know
Yeah,
what I
you gotta get
mean?
it tailored up. You gotta get it
You got
tightened
to get
up.
it. Or if you find with living right there, tailor it fit to where that is, where you gonna be.
Mm,
Tailor fit your
mm.
life to where you gonna be, not to how what everybody else says marriage is supposed to be.
Right, right. And see, man, this is the stuff I was talking to you about when I seen you on that job site
Yeah.
the other day. Because I'm like, you don't understand, bro. It's like you went from being like Casanova Garrett to like, hey, hey, let me go ahead, let me talk to you. Let me
Yeah.
talk to you. Because I mean,
Yeah.
you said a lot right there, man. It's like you got to go ahead. This marriage thing is a tailored suit. It don't fit everybody,
It's a tailor
but
suit. Yeah.
you
I used to
gotta.
have some fun, boy. Hey, don't get it twisted. I still get that cologne on, boy. I still spray the shit out of that cologne. No, I
He
swear.
said, "I'm out here smelling good." It's like, who you smelling good for? Look, baby. Look,
Home.
look. I gotta do it. I gotta do it for myself. I understand you enjoy it and you like it, but it's for me too. It's for me too.
It's for me first. I was getting this hair fresh and this cologne. I was doing all of this first. This had nothing to
Right.
do with you. I'm gonna do it regardless.
That's what's up, bro. That's what's up. So when you got the relationship, you guys got married. So I mean, you guys were getting to know each other and work things out and stuff like that, man. So you have your first kid. So what changed? Was it your outlook on life? How you perceived your family now because it went from 2 to 3 of y'all.
Mhm.
What was the defining moment, in your outlook?
Um, like you could be blindly doing stuff, just like with
Mhm.
that, like I was talking about with that blanket statement. You could just,
Mhm.
take care of your family. But
Right.
my wife is a detail individual, so she's taught me to, do the attention to detail as far as in a relationship.
Mhm.
So man, see, for me, it stuff happens in phases. You know what I mean? So
Right, right,
you can
right.
only be as serious as based off the phase that you in, I would say.
Mhm.
And it didn't hit me until like maybe like 35. Like, all right, things are
Mhm.
getting a little bit more because we had two kids by that time. We
Mhm.
was, of course, we were already serious, but I didn't
Right.
think it like went into my head like what it
Right.
truly meant to be a family until
Right.
like you realizing like you waking up every like this is an everyday grind.
Mhm.
And it ain't even I'm a take that back when I say grind. This is just every day. This is what it is. This is what
Yeah, this is
we
life. This is
this
life.
is what we chose. This is that
Right.
big button where everybody say, "You sure you want that one? Click it." This,
this
this is
this
it.
is mine.
This is mine. This is what it all entails. It entails you waking up early in the mornings, getting kids ready, being unready, being unexpected, sometimes not caring. I do spray that cologne though, even though sometimes the face don't be clipped. I still got to be fresh and clean sometimes. But just it's just unexpected. When you have when you have kids, a lot of things are unexpected,
Mhm.
and trying to work that in with work and still social. We just had to pick what was important first,
Right, right.
and once you pick what's important first, I think everything else is easy. You make one right decision and you continue to make more. And I ain't gonna say right, wrong, or anything. You make the best
Mhm.
decision for you. You're gonna continue to make the best decisions for yourself. That's what I would
Right.
say. And I
I
realized
like
that probably after the second kid.
mhm. I like the statement you said. You said that it didn't really kind of hit you
Mhm.
until, that second one. And then it's like all of a sudden, I don't know if it was a weight, but you were so busy
Mhm.
being busy
Yeah,
that you didn't understand that hold on, I got to be productive too. And that
yeah,
people don't understand that. It's like it's we 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 get ourselves so enamored with everyday living that we don't understand that there's other things that need to be handled too.
yeah,
We get our mindset on this is what I'm doing. This is the routine. I'm gonna follow this, but yet it's constantly evolving as far as life is. It's always going, it's always changing, you know, going left or going right, up and down. And sometimes we just kind of get that wake up moment, and then the light comes on. It's like, wait a minute, it's been a year, it's been 2 years. What have I done? And it's like,
Yeah,
oh, oh, I didn't even realize I was here. And like
yeah,
you look back, it's like, what have I been doing?
yeah. And you know, I could look through the pictures, excuse me, and see what I had been doing, but it just,
Right.
I guess it don't hit you until when my kid went to school. That's when it was like, all right, because here I am. Because like I said, I don't see my face. I don't see what
Right.
y'all see. I don't see these grades. To me, they're
Right.
not even there until a mirror or somebody reminds me.
Right.
And
Right.
I'm at my kids' school, and I'm looking around like, you know, still talking to the teachers as if like they my teachers in school. Like, oh yeah,
Right.
yeah, excuse, you know, because it's just a basic level of respect. And then you
Right.
realize like, oh snap, I'm like one of the oldest parents. Like, oh
Let me think about
damn.
this real quick.
Yeah, yeah, you know,
Hey, how you
you
doing,
know,
Miss Smith?
yeah. I'm talking to parents like that's like 25, 26, you know, and they
Uh-huh.
got, you know, 6 and 7 year old kids. And, you know, you're not really even thinking about it. Like, you think you're talking to them on their level, but then when you really get to hear them, there's this one girl who had her daughter at the same daycare as my son, and they
Hmm.
really liked each other. It was cool too.
Hmm.
And she had made a statement one time we was up there. She was like, "Yeah, I remember we used to text when I was in class," and I was like, "Yo, like when you graduate?" She was like, "Oh, I
Right.
graduated back in 17." I was like, "Shoot,
Nah,
our kids is the
nah.
same age," and so you never allot for that kind of stuff. That somebody that you could be 15 years older than, that y'all kids are going to be in the same place at the same time. Like you got to really equip yourself for that because you're not
Right.
mentally or socially ready to communicate with somebody that you typically don't communicate with that much younger than
Mhm.
you if you don't have family or
Right.
somebody that you may not work with. But
Hmm.
yeah, it just sometimes, man, it like these new experiences shock the system, and you just gotta be balanced to be able to deal.
Mm. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I think we lost Gary. Oh,
Yeah,
nope.
I'm back.
No,
My
there,
bad.
there
Yeah,
he is.
I'm getting
There he
I'm getting
is. He must have
calls.
got a phone call. I
Yeah,
was like, hold on. He must have got a
yeah,
phone
yeah.
call.
Man, hey, we try so hard to get this thing on my computer, y'all. I'm so sorry. I got all the stuff to make it happen. So
Yeah, it be like that, man. Like I don't be trusting my computer half the time either, man. I'm like, come on now.
but yeah, nah, man, yeah. But nah, man, it's just a lot of balance and choosing what's important, you know, because they're important. And
Right.
I try to live as if, because sometimes I don't see myself as their dad. I
Hmm.
just see myself as Garen.
Hmm.
But in their eyes, like I wrote this stuff down because I've been like doing a lot of writing and stuff. Because I even made a post on Facebook, which is I haven't been posting a lot lately
Hmm.
because I made a post that like now is the old times that we create for the future. Like our kids gonna look back and be like, man, you know, remember daddy was
Hmm.
doing this, remember mommy was, you know, we used to do this. So you never
Right.
think like right now you're creating the past. You don't think
Hmm.
like that because we're so like right now, we're so in
Right.
these moments.
Hmm.
And I stepped back and really saw it and was like, all right, I gotta approach this a little bit more level headed. Not that I wasn't already, but just a little bit more focused,
Right.
you
See,
know,
see,
pulling
I
that
like
focus.
this, man, because it's like you said that your wife has made you more detailed.
Mhm.
And you could tell in the conversation that, the way you're going about life now is more intentional. You're
Yes.
intentional about what you're doing when you're just like, I'm cultivating this relationship with my children and I'm making sure that they understand, how we were and
Yeah.
what we're doing here. So how do you balance that, man? How do you balance out, your relationship with your wife and the relationship with your children, you know, because you got not one but two, and then you got another one on the way, so you're starting over again. So,
Mhm.
how has it been, dealing with one with your wife, then dealing with one, and then the new one shows up, your new son, and then your first is like, I'm no longer the baby no more. So
Yeah.
I know that was a transition for him, and you had to deal with that.
Yeah. Mhm. Because we parent inclusive, you know,
Hmm.
inclusively. We do it together. It's
Hmm.
no I know me and my boys are gonna have, conversations that that him and, their mom are not gonna talk about. Vice versa, he's gonna talk about things to his mom that he's not gonna talk to me about, and that's fine. But
Mhm.
um, we always have to be on point with each other
Mhm.
and lay the rule, keep laying it. Or if there's gonna be some deviation, hold on. You got to tell the kids, hold on, let me speak with mommy first so we can iron this out, or let's get some detail, let's get some clarity on if you can have this cereal or these candy. I don't know how much you ate today.
Right,
You know
right.
what I mean? And so it's just I don't separate parenting from. I don't look outside. I look inward.
Mhm.
Because sometimes my wife got to prop me up as a husband. Sometimes I might have to prop
Okay.
her up. So sometimes we
Mhm.
might have to do it each other. But our children is our marital equity, and sometimes
Mhm.
we got to cash in on that. Sometimes we got to
Wow.
Sometimes we got to get a loan love, a love loan, and we got to
Hey,
get these
bro,
kids.
you see
You know
there,
what
there you
I'm
go
saying?
again. So come on, break this down, man. You bringing out these words, man. You bringing out these words. So marital equity, man. Break this down, man, so people can understand what you're talking about, man, and the whole idea of a love loan. Because, man,
Came
it
up with
just
that.
yeah. He's like, hey, hold on, man. I ain't flushed this one out all the way. This
Nah,
is gonna be in the book.
it's simple though, man. Like if you got a marriage, everything that your marriage creates. Everything
Mm-hmm.
that your marriage creates is your equity of that marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. So we creating children, which entails a family. So if I'm not at best, some days I have to go and love on them a little bit. I have to,
Right,
and it
right.
may not be hours upon hours or days and years or weeks or nothing like that. It could be maybe for like maybe 10, 20 minutes. Sometimes I got to cash in on, like you go to work and you get paid to do your job and you take care of all your responsibilities, but
Right.
you have to allot for time for the toys that you want to buy. Us, we buying gear, equipment, and
Yeah.
microphones and stuff like that, right? So apply that to the family aspect. How would you do
Mhm.
that, just regular? I would probably
Right,
sit
right.
down, have some face to face time with my son, with my oldest boy, have some face to face time with my youngest boy, then have some face to face time with us all together. And then,
Mhm.
all of us, together with me and my wife and stuff, sometimes we may sleep in the bed together one night, all of that,
Mhm.
so sometimes you have to cash in. Let me go get a love loan real quick. And,
Mhm.
I may not have to say it to make it so transactional. I just do
Mhm.
it. And
Right.
that's, to me, that's enough some days. So I don't have to
Yeah,
feel
man.
like I'm lost, or I'll be like, I don't know what to do, or work is kicking my butt, or I can't do something
Mhm.
creatively. I may gotta love on them for a little bit. I may just gotta sit next to them and watch them smile, watch them interact with each other. That's enough.
Man, man, man.
That's enough.
I think you need to patent those, Doug. Those right there are some key words. Because I mean, and,
Somebody gonna
I
say it,
mean,
we're gonna be like, you heard it first here.
you heard it first here, man. He's like, you got to know about your marital equity, and then also understand that you may need to cash in on some of that because, hey, you may need a loan on that love. And I mean, just like you said, some days, you're not your best, but your wife has to prop you up, or you might have to prop her up because nobody stays at 100% at all times, man. You get burnt out, you get tired, the world beats you up as soon as you go out the door sometimes. So, having that person in your corner and then having those things, man, just to remind you of why you are doing what you're doing. So I think that's a beautiful thing, man. See, yeah, man, I knew this was gonna be a fire podcast, bringing you up here. God, dog, I already knew it. I was like, this dude is gonna say some things because we was talking at the job site, and I'm just like, this ain't the same dude I met at Time Warner. It's like this ain't the
Nah,
same guy.
nah, it shouldn't be. You know what I'm
Yeah, it
saying?
should.
But you
Nah,
ain't
nah,
either. But
nah.
you went through some things too. I was, present in what you was going through,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I won't speak on it. I'll allow you to speak on it,
yeah,
so
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's those things like little things that make the difference, man. Being able to have those conversations and have somebody in your corner makes a difference, man.
mhm,
Because you never know, what will happen with life. I mean, what I experienced within my marriage, was it was a lot of death because her grandmother died, her grandpa died, my father died,
Mm,
and it wasn't a lot of gaps in between that. And
mm,
we were still trying to find our stride and the communication wasn't there, you know, and shoot, I didn't know how to process emotions, man. I was like, I didn't know that stuff until I started doing therapy. And that was like a few years ago because I didn't know that I was dealing with trauma, past
mm,
traumas and stuff like that. So it took a little bit just to understand who I was and who I was becoming, you know,
mhm,
because it's the biggest thing is like when people see you, they only see a little bit of you. It's almost like that iceberg. You can see what's above the surface, but what's below the surface, is what makes that thing so grand and so big, and you don't know what people are dealing with below the surface.
mhm,
A lot of times people don't know what they're dealing with, because they never had to process that. I never really talked to anybody about my emotions and stuff like that because like when I try to talk to my ex, we weren't there yet. So trying to process stuff, being frustrated that what I'm saying is not being received, and then feeling like you being perceived as being off or crazy, it didn't work.
mm.
And you try to force things to go into that conventional way of thinking, and that right there was just it didn't fit. It's like
Yeah,
trying to put a square in a circle peg. It don't fit.
you keep digging
So
a hole and ain't finding no,
yeah, I
ain't
ain't
finding no
find nothing.
fiber.
No, I ain't finding nothing. It's like, bro, I know it's supposed to be something right here. It's supposed to be you digging like, man, I'm trying to go deep and figure this out. You look around, it's like you're the only one digging. Like, oh,
That's
I'm
what
the
the
only one
bluept
invested in it.
said, right?
Yeah, I'm the
That's what
only
the
one that
design said. So
yeah, the design said I should go right through here. This is where I should be at. This is where everything should be built. And then lo and behold, that's not what it is. So
yeah.
it took me a while to figure it out, man. Somebody bought me the five love languages
Mhm.
and I started reading that. And then read a book called The Love Busters. And it's like, I really got into church real deep. And that was like my foundation. That was the only thing that helped me. Cause like if I didn't do that, like I felt myself slipping when my father passed because I started drinking heavy.
Yeah.
And I didn't tell people about it too much just because of the simple fact I didn't realize I was doing it. I was still DJing and
Got there kicking it.
I was kicking and having a good time. I was married, but it's like I would only go out and do it because I was getting paid to do it. But I was getting
Mhm.
paid to drink. I was being paid to be an asshole, just to get out there and be social and put on the facade. It was cool to put the mask on and be silly and not really worry about what's going on.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that, until I started feeling conversations, like bits and pieces of conversations when I was trying to talk to people. I was getting to the point where I was starting to black out. So I wasn't remembering stuff and stuff. It was bad.
Damn.
So I had to stop drinking and just kind of get away from it because it just wasn't working for me. It wasn't serving me. It wasn't healthy. And
Damn, man. That's healthy for
and
no relationship, really.
no, not for any
Yeah.
relationship. And you trying your best. You're
Mm,
trying to hit it from all angles, and it just wasn't working. It wasn't meant to be. And it's as hard as people try to say, maybe you should have did this, the woulda, coulda, shoulda. It's like no, because it's weird when you can talk to other people and conversations flow perfectly fine. You don't have to struggle. And then
mhm,
there's certain people that I mean, I'm not talking about my ex. I'm just saying in general. You
mhm.
try to go ahead and have the same type of conversations or different conversations, and it feels like you're pulling teeth. It's it's like, bro, it's like that energy that you're expelling and trying to force something to happen is just not meant to be. I don't care how pretty she is. I don't care how good he looks. If it's a woman, if you're trying to push something so hard and it seems like it's a struggle and you're wrestling with it, guess what's going to happen when you get together? You're going to still be struggling, still pressing, trying to get this thing to work, and it's
Mhm.
not going to work. You're gonna have so much stuff on you. It's like I'm so stressed out. I got a boyfriend. I got a girlfriend. he look good, she look good, we got money, blah blah blah. But are you happy? Do you have peace?
Man, you gotta
I
remember,
mean,
peace is boring.
yeah, yeah, peace is
No, no,
boring.
no. No, it's like people don't understand. Like when people say they want peace, I
Hmm.
mean nothing. I
Hmm.
mean nothing in the inboxes. Like no jump outs, no X's, no
Hmm.
calls, no nothing. Like peace is literally boring. But that's why I had said in the beginning of the conversation what we was talking about. You have to be comfortable with somebody's boring
Hmm.
because that's where peace is. That's where peace goes to live is in the boring.
Hmm.
It's not a lot that, like you said, it's real simple, man. If
Hmm.
you get spark up a conversation with somebody very easy and it's very easy to talk, you'd be surprised how more compatible you are with that individual than you would be with another individual, right?
Exactly.
Because what we tend to do in life, I notice, is that we phase. See, like right
Hmm.
now, I dealt with my wife has dealt with me, and I've dealt with her in different phases of our life. So I'm
Hmm.
not married to the 27-year-old girl that I was married to 9 years ago. I'm married to a 36-year-old pregnant woman. That
Hmm.
has a different level of responsibility you're dealing with. That it
Right.
wasn't the 27-year-old girl. So, like, aging in those phases with each other has
Hmm.
granted us a power to be able to stay together. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? So, if you, and I've seen relationships and I've seen marriages, that where one is aging and phasing somewhere else and the other one's like, hey, I'm doing my own thing.
Hmm.
And it's not wrong. It's just life. It happens.
It
You
happens.
know what I
Yeah.
mean? It just happens. There's no right or wrong to this. Life is just life. And life gone
Hmm.
life. And I think
Yeah.
we got a lot for those individual parts when
Hmm.
somebody wakes up one day from, like you said, your father passing away. You may not want to be in that house no
Nah.
more. You may
Nah.
you may be like, I'm looking around and I hate this place. Why? Because you got the worst news of your life. And not
Hmm.
only did you get the worst news of your life, you had to deal with your counterpart, and they may have not been receptive to all of your emotions in that very second. So there's your resentment right there. We found it. We
Hmm.
troubleshot that piece. We
Right.
found it.
Right.
But you didn't know how to act on it is because you still
No.
stricken with grief. You know
Exactly.
what I mean? So
It's like I didn't even know how to grieve then. It's like, shoot, how
yeah,
do you grieve? Like, what's the proper way to grieve? And
yeah.
you know,
Nobody knows. It's no real way to, right? It's
yeah,
not a blueprint or a book that says you do it like this and this is your outcome. Nah.
right. I just remember that one conversation, man. We had a conversation in the kitchen. She looked me in my face and said, "How long you gonna be like this?" And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. Like my pops just died. Like that's the only man I knew as a father.
Hmm.
What am I?
And she
What
was
else am I supposed to?
and she
You
wanted a
know.
husband,
Hmm.
and
But
you wasn't able to give, and that's
no.
okay. There's moments that I'm not able to give my wife. They talk about the 50-50 thing. I just seen a
Hmm.
comment on Instagram where people talk about this 50-50 because everybody's so horny about money.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, who paid for this? Who paid for that? Like, okay. But the emotional part of that,
Hmm.
take the money out. You got
Right.
me emotionally? Like, do you got me 100% emotionally? Because some days I'm gonna break down. My cousin was like a brother to me, and he passed away, and I could not handle it.
Mm.
Probably no different than you. Probably you were probably worse than I.
Right.
But we don't know how to handle when we're young. This human experience that we having, we don't know how to truly deal with people until we get above those ages,
Right. Right. Right.
right?
You
Where
get to
we
that age,
understand.
hey, bro, get off the grass, man. that age, you like,
Hey, bro, I
huh?
just cut this, man.
I just cut that, bro. And you
Move,
looking at
bro.
your son. Why are you digging in that, bro? I'm trying to grow that. I'm trying to grow that right now. You digging.
Neighbors leaving trash. Hey, bro, y'all had soda. We ain't drink that kind.
Right. That ain't ours, man. That blew in our
Yeah,
yard. Pick that up. Pick that up now.
man. But life is the best teacher that we've gotten, man. And I think when you make that choice, and I'm not saying that we're gonna be the best in the next 4 or 5, but when you got that marital equity, you better
Hmm.
find a way to cash in on it. And it's got to
Right.
be something that y'all do good. like really
Mm,
good that you can go to that place and get that. And it doesn't always involve sex or intercourse or being, intimate, whether it's
mhm,
y'all working in the yard together. Like I see so many couples that just, they always show each other with the beautiful clothes and the nice shoes and the night, I'm fit, she's fit. Like who
mhm.
cuts the grass? Who washes the dishes? You know what I'm saying? Who go gets the oil change? Because
Yeah, yeah.
being the provider, you may not have time to go and do those kind of things, right?
Right, right, right,
So like, where does this real life happen? When does it
right.
happen?
When does
Because
it
you can't
happen?
catch every little moment on video and be like, "Hold up, babe, you better go get the oil change. Let me go grab the phone real quick. Hold on. Look, honey, better go get the oil." Like, you don't got time for that. Like, get your ass out and go get the oil change. Like, hurry up and get back. I'm trying to watch this movie.
Right, right. It's like it's about to be late. Come on now.
Yeah. Yeah, like who's really cooking the food? Who's really like cleaning the house up? Like not the hurry up and get ready with me in the mornings, but like who's really doing this? Like, cause life looks a lot different when you're not doing it on camera, I believe.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You definitely right. You definitely right. Um, I was like the church I go to, man. I was going through Bible class, and the teacher had gave us a story, and he's newly married to his wife, and he's doing something special for his wife, so he went out, got the car detailed and cleaned up and everything like that. Spick and span. Drove him up back to the house. Then he's chilling. He's like almost like giddy, like yeah, yeah, yeah.
You gonna love this.
It's like you can almost hear it in his voice when he was explaining. It's like almost like he was looking out the window, waiting on her to say something. She get in the car, pulled out, about her wife, didn't say nothing. So he's just like, bro, it's like I took the time out just to make sure your car was nice and clean, got it all detailed out, and you didn't say nothing about it, you
Mm,
know. And he's just like, it made him think about it. But the funny thing about it, on the flip side of the coin, I ended up getting his wife as a teacher in another class, right?
mhm.
And she had a similar story that, she went out and got her nails done and, got her hair kind of done up. And he didn't say nothing.
Mm.
So it's almost like the same type of result, and reaction, but it's a different situation because for a man, it's almost like the visual thing is like what look at what I've done for you.
Yeah,
And then a woman's like, look what I have become for you.
yeah.
And it's like, hold on, man. We don't see or perceive. We're striving to make sure that our
Hmm.
significant others are noticing what we're doing for them, but sometimes we don't understand that that's not the language that they or we speak. You know,
Yeah, most
so
definitely.
it's like you try to surprise people. Some people don't like to be surprised. I know people that get upset when you surprise them. like want to fight you. It's like, why did you do that?
I didn't want
Like,
this
I didn't want this.
Balenciaga coat.
Yeah, I'm like, what? I mean, it's cool and all, but no, no, no. I didn't want that. I don't want that. It's like, so if I want to do something nice for you, I gotta ask. This is like this out of kindness of my
Interesting.
heart.
Yeah,
Why you do that?
interesting. What I hear in that scenario is seeing that the spouses don't live long in those areas.
Mhm,
And what I mean, like maybe the wife isn't in the car long enough to appreciate the cleanliness, right?
mhm,
Maybe the
mhm,
man doesn't. He's not always holding his wife's hand to know that her nails are done, right?
mhm.
So like where could we exist at where it's realistic?
That makes
You,
sense.
you
That makes sense. Yeah,
that's just an observation based off of what you said. It's like where
but
where where do
but
you spend your mental time at so therefore I can do things there
right,
instead of
right.
go
But I
wasting my
mean,
time with this armor all.
no, but I mean, it's like one of them things where just like you said, it's like where do we meet up at? Where do we commonly exist in? That
Yeah,
I know this is where you're present at, because a lot of times we do things and we're not present in the moment. We
most
get in
definitely.
that autopilot mindset. I'm doing this. I got something else focused. Have tunnel vision, and you don't look. right or
Yeah,
left. It's like straight ahead, and then you realize that, man, I missed something here. Oops,
yeah,
my bad, baby,
yeah.
my bad.
It'd be the simplest things, man, that you think that they wouldn't love. It,
Hmm.
it'd be that, man, because if your compatibility is already on a high percentage rate, you
Hmm.
gotta think, man, you could bring in a single daisy and
Hmm.
mess around and be in a situation I'm in, have another baby, like
You sure it wasn't a
you could,
clone, man? You sure it wasn't a clone?
yeah. I ain't gonna lie, homie, it was a combo. I'm gonna hit him with both of them,
He came in with that single dandelion, like, "Hey,
I,
girl, smell
man,
me."
yeah, did a whole turnaround. Here's the flower, whipped in a circle, messed around, got vertigo real quick. Trying to be cute, passed out.
Passed out. Woke up the next day, like, what happened? You
Yeah,
see what you did.
you see what you did, girl. But yeah, I mean, it's bro, like when you love, man, you gonna do loving things.
Right, right.
And I love my woman, and I love
Mhm.
I well, generally I just love women in general. Like I just that was just me, man.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
always a lover, never really a fighter. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? It was that's where I thrived at. That's where I existed, and
Hmm.
it may for some people they don't they have great marriages, and I believe that communication and compatibility are those two areas where marriages are gonna go to live on.
Hmm.
Because if you ain't compatible with somebody, you know the simple things are hard. What you want to
Hmm.
eat? How many times have we been down that road?
Oh yeah, yeah. The
You know,
conversation that never gets resolved. Like
man,
somewhere out
listen.
there in the world right now, there is a woman that is starving to death.
Mm-hmm. They're just starving,
Starving right
starving.
now. What you want to eat? I don't know. What you want to eat? I want to eat Mexican. I don't want Mexican. Why you at?
You know what? I'm like, man, I'm gonna just go do a grilled cheese with some ham in it or some turkey in it.
Yeah.
Make me one too. Bet. Just
Hmm.
I'm not. I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna get because
Hmm.
I know you're gonna want to bite. So I'm just gonna bring two. You know what I
Right.
mean? And if you didn't want it, then that's just what you didn't want.
Yeah, that's right. The small things mean the most. It means that you thought about it, thought about her, and you're doing something to make her happy. Yeah, that's what's up.
That's correct. That's the way to kind of exist. And I think that if she's comfortable with what I could provide for her level of happy, I'm cool. I don't require much. You
Hmm.
know, she's already that. She don't give me no attitude. We don't argue. We just have disagreements.
Hmm.
So it's a very simple situation. And I encourage anybody out there that's looking for marriage, like literally go through those phases of trying to get compatible with that individual. See what they like. You be surprised everything that y'all don't like, and y'all just do things just because y'all want to do things. I don't, like it. Maybe like in the summer this year because we were nesting, obviously. Right, we're pregnant, but we didn't go nowhere for real, and
Hmm.
we were fine with that. But we have to allot for that time. Maybe next year it's not going to be like that for us. Maybe the sun will hit us different if we step out there different. Be like, hey, man, if you want to go outside and go drink a beer or a lemon drop, you're not pregnant no more, so we can get drunk again. But let's do it together around the corner from the house.
Right. It's like we ain't got to go far.
Yeah, but I think you always need a partner, and you
Hmm.
want to do the cool things with the partner, and that's why I always kind of warn against early dating, like very hardcore and taking them places that could be overly expensive. Like to me, I don't think you can really get to know the individual that way
Hmm.
and leave. If you like that person, leave some. Like the definition of leaving some on the table. I'm not taking you on a helicopter ride if this is the first 6 months. I'm gonna do that
Right.
on the 6th year.
Right.
Because for one, I'm gonna need a lot. I'm gonna need you to talk some courage into me, baby. If that's
Yeah,
something that
yeah.
you want to do, you're gonna have to talk some courage into me. You're gonna have to make a little love. you
He said, "Hold on." I was like, "I gotta make sure you ain't running away after this, because shoot, I'm
yeah,
I'm putting my life on the line to go ahead and get on this
yeah.
helicopter."
Leave a little bit on
Shoot.
the table, man. Leave some. I think we just giving it all, man. We giving too much, too soon, too fast. Like you can get married in a timely manner, whether it's 6 months or a year, you can still do all those things, but leave some of those things, those activities for future activities. Because last year we took the boys to Universal Studios because we got free tickets or whatever, right? And I'm like, I'm
Hmm.
only going there for that. And
Right,
we took
right.
them there. I never been any other
Hmm.
time because I just didn't. World of Fun, that's enough, right?
Right,
And we
right.
went there, but it was the experience that that we both shared, that we wanted our kids to have, to be
Hmm.
somewhere. We slept with a damn gecko in the room, but I ain't
He's
say
like,
nothing. I seen that thing go in. I looked at her. I said, "You gonna say something? Because Lil G gonna freak out." She was like, "Forget it. All right, whatever." Hey, me being a big strong man, I'm sitting up there like, "Damn, I think I'm crawling."
wake up in the morning, sitting right on your face.
Yeah, like I don't want no damn insurance, man. But just those like leaving some in the tank,
Hmm.
because I think when you do a bunch, you'll get burnt out real quick. Then you sitting
Right,
there
right.
really bored, or you got to overly do that friends things, trying to make the whole marriage inclusive with friends. Like, nah,
Hmm.
make it a home thing first, and that's why you have to take your marriage and that, like, same thing as you done. Take your marriage, invest it into the home first.
Hmm.
Once you invest it into your home, you pretty much put your marital equity there. A
Hmm.
friend of mine was having some issues. Him and his wife had been going through some disagreements, and I told him, if y'all, the only thing y'all got is the kids, use the kids. You know how some people be like, y'all only together for the kids, and so what?
Hmm.
At this moment, yes, we are. So what? That don't mean in 2 years that we're gonna be that. That don't mean in
Hmm.
another night that's gonna be like that. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because I might
Hmm.
mess around and do something stupid, go buy a bottle of that Tom Ford, that old wood, and I come up in this mug, no more funk. She done went into the thing, I done drunk a little bit and went up there. I'm looking at her like, man, you get into this stuff because you don't want to have to continuously be out there. Hey, what's up, girl? Hey, what your name is? Hey, what's up? What's this? What's
Hmm.
that? You get out of that for that. You
Hmm.
know, it's boring after a while. I mean, it's cool
Hmm.
to those who believe that it's cool, but I would rather have this because it's a little bit more relaxing. I don't have to continuously refine my game to work on my wife. You know what I mean? Like, nah,
Hmm.
maybe a new cologne here or there. Maybe I should
Hmm.
read a book and sharpen up on an area that she insists that I could be sharpened up on. You know what I mean? Maybe we both
Hmm.
do different things. Maybe she say, try wearing these clothes this year,
Hmm.
because we preparing for the years. So maybe these next 2 to 3 years is going to be different than the last 2 to 3 years. They're not going to be
Right,
the
right.
same, because we
Hmm.
change everything up in here a few years too. Like we've been in our house 7 years, and originally it was, we had carpet. Now we have no carpet. We're big on changing that atmosphere
Hmm.
because it internally renews.
I got you. I got you.
So
That's what's up, man. That's what's
yeah.
up. See, I can't express enough, man, how much I appreciate you getting on here and
I can't
and
express enough
chatting
how
with me.
much thanking you, man. I really wish damn stuff would work. I'm like, at all days, you don't want to work.
Yeah, man. That's how it be, man. It's like you be sitting there looking pretty. You're like, I'm about to turn this mud on. It's like, hold on, this an update. Firmware out of whack. Hold on, the computer don't see
Man,
you.
I'm like, when I turn that setting off,
Yeah, yeah,
but
man.
just a bunch of positive reinforcement too. When you talk to other married people, like reassure them to stay as best as they can. I understand sometimes you can't. That's just life. That's gonna happen.
Mhm,
We human, having a human experience. But if we chose better in the beginning, I think we'd all like be living a very different, like, because I'm pushing for like a utopian style marriage lifestyle. Like,
mhm.
who don't want to live in peace and happiness all the time, and
People that are
already built
toxic.
in. I mean, I
People who are
understand.
toxic.
I don't think people are toxic, bro. I think the environment is that. I think people make sound decisions because you gotta think everybody still gets up, go to work, do whatever it is they're supposed to do, And I
Mm-hmm.
just think that we may spend a little time in the immature areas longer than allowed. You know what I mean? Like you gotta think, like when
Mm-hmm.
we was going to school, we only had so much time to be immature, whether it could be gym class, passing through hallways, excuse me, whatever, after school. As an
Mm-hmm.
adult, you got your job, you got your crib, you got your car. On your free time, you could be immature all day.
Mm-hmm.
So what's stopping people from being immature? Nothing. You have nothing in your way now. You can go to every party that they have. You can go to every nightclub. You can buy every tennis shoe. You can do anything that you want. There's nothing stopping you from your immaturity. As long as you got your responsibilities paid for, maybe you know your dwelling and your vehicle. Nothing stopping you from being immature.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty much it'll result back into choice. Do you really want to do this? Is it something that you really want? Because marriage doesn't look like bro, I haven't been to a club in forever. When I say forever, I don't even remember the last time. Maybe I was out. I don't even remember. But I don't even want that. There's moments where I may feel like I may need it because, I'm my brother, some homies, we all chilling, but man, like this year, I probably had like the dopest birthday party, and it wasn't even a party. It was just very simple. We just hung out at the house. All of the men, we sat outside, we smoked cigars, drank whiskey. The women was in the house just chilling.
Mm.
And they came out and we was just all chilling. It was nice outside. It was probably like 75 degrees in the middle of the summer. I was like, this is crazy. You know
Oh
what I
man.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's July 1st, and I'm sitting up here like, man, it was a perfect, like, to me, that is like the hierarchy of where you want to live in life. Like, what else would you want to do? Be with the ones that you love the most, kick it, have fun, everybody go home on a good note and a good time because we done with that 11-12 party. Oh, wrap this up. Wrap it up.
He's like, hold on,
8:30.
man.
Woo! 9
Time to
o'clock.
go.
Nigga. It's time to go.
He
So
said,
I
done
just
dinner.
yeah, man. But I love to enjoy my wife, and whether if I have if I have her, here at the house, I enjoy her, or whether we go out, I enjoy her. And when you make the choices to say, hey, I'm choosing love all the time, you're just gonna enjoy what you do. And I wish and hope that majority of us could find that just as well and have fun, man, and live. Whether if you get somebody for 10, 15 years, man, live a good, like a good 9 of them. You know what I mean? We know, we know some of them is gonna be a little bit bad. We know some moments is gonna, get us, but just keep going and keep sifting through all of those issues and try to find resolutions. I
Right,
would say
right.
resolutions is the biggest thing. Like trying to like, can we put this down? Can we put this thing to bed tonight? Because I'm about to roll over.
See, I think that's like one of the biggest things that you could tell somebody right there, man. Is just like letting them know that hey, we may not get the resolution tonight. Let's not force it, or let's go
Mhm.
ahead and be attentive on making a time to resolve this. We're not going to let it go to the wayside. So resentment has a place to be stopped and held.
Mm.
Let's
Most
come back
definitely.
to it. You know, and I think that was the biggest thing that I learned when I was going through my healing process. When it was a gentleman down in Texas that told me that because I was telling him about, the stuff that was going on and, while I was in Texas working. And he was just like, yeah, with my wife, what we do is we say we're gonna come back to it. Let's put a pin in it. It gives you a time to get your thoughts together because a lot of times you may be responding out of emotion. And if you're just responding like that, you're not really listening. So you're talking over the person that should have your best in mind because you married this person. So they should not be attacking you, but our our fight or flight kicks in because we want to defend ourselves. And that's
Hmm.
generally how most discussions turn into arguments that end up spilling over to something else is just because you didn't give yourself time to process what was being said or you weren't able to listen and the other person was frustrated because they haven't been heard. You know, that's
Yeah.
basically what it ends up being. It's just like nobody's really being heard and everybody's mad.
Man, shout out to
So
you for like getting that therapy work, bro. Like they don't man, that be some real stuff. Like they don't look at it like, oh, maybe you soft. Like, nah, it ain't that. It's just that sometimes, man, the things is
man,
working up top, man. But shout out to you, bro, for literally taking your time to
man,
sit down and speak with somebody outside of who you know. That takes
yeah,
courage,
yeah, man.
you know.
It took a lot for me to even get out there, man. And the one thing about it is like, I mean, shout out to my sister because I was pushing her to get it because she was dealing with some stuff, and then the next thing I know, I was like, you know what, I need this for myself, because my
Hmm.
homeboy had put me on the therapist, and I was just like, she cool, we talked, and lo and behold, I started talking to her. I need to get back in there because it's some other things that I want to flush out. But I recommend it to any and everybody, man, just to talk to a certified therapist or even a life coach, just to help you flush things out because it's a lot of stuff, a lot of excuse my French, a lot of shit we sit on, and we
Hmm.
we need to get it out of our system because a lot of that stuff affects how you interact with people and how people perceive you. Because, like you said, my eyes don't see my face. It's like you react to so many different things when people say something to you, and they be like, "What's wrong?" And you be like, "Nothing's wrong. I'm fine." Your face is telling on you. You don't realize it.
What is it? Resting bitch face.
Yeah, right there, right there.
Like, you
Like,
got a mean face. Like, are you
like, are you
okay?
all right? I think so. Are you okay? Yeah, yeah. I didn't even
Cool,
see this one.
man.
I'm sorry. My bad. My bad. It's easy for an argument to turn it into attack if you're not mindful of your words. That is so true.
Very true. Very true. Yeah, man. You could really say the wrong thing to somebody, and
Mhm.
you could really shoot the club up.
Oh
You
yeah.
could really
Oh yeah.
hurt some stuff, and like she said, words are very, man, they are used like weapons.
Yeah. And I was talking to somebody yesterday, and she had a family member say something to her, and it's crazy when your family say things to you because you can go out and somebody can call you out your name, drag your name through the dirt and everything like that. It don't bother you, but as soon as family is involved and they say something to you because you hold them in such a high regard, it
Hmm.
hits you and hurts you in a different way. It breaks you. And it's sad that those conversations can't be held in a safe place because sometimes those interactions need to be had. It's like, I don't like it when you do this, the
Hmm.
ooch and owl moments where you need to go ahead and get that thing out. It's like, ooh, that hurt me, that ow, wait, you know
Yeah, I wasn't
it's
ready for that,
yeah, yeah, you know what, and
man.
I used to
That's tough.
attend this men's talk, we'll go work out and then we would read a book and stuff like that together. And it was this one book, it's like fighting a battle worth winning.
Hmm.
And one of the things is like learning how to fight fair in a relationship,
Hmm.
because a lot of times, you want to fight, but you might need to have a safe word, because it's like, hold on, you hit me below the belt. That wasn't fair. You know,
Hmm.
get your point off. Get what you got to say off because sometimes you want to throw something, you want to throw some dishes, you want to get riled up just because you feel it, but
Yeah.
that's not fair to your significant other. So it's like, okay, how can I say this and have the same impact, and
Hmm.
not be, demeaning to this person that I said that I love or this person that I care about. And those are the type of things that you got to have those conversations about. It's like, look, we may not be on the same page all the time, but if I come at you at the side of my throat, say something to me to let me know that, hold on, I went left field and this ain't right. Wrangle me back in so that we hear still. It's like I might be frustrated and pissed off, but hey, let me know, or vice versa. Hey, you out of pocket. You out of pocket.
Hmm.
It's like I'm not one of those people off the street that you gotta, go ham on, because look, I care about who you are and what's going on with you. You know,
Yeah.
those conversations, I think a lot of people need to have more and more conversations like that, because I understand that relationships, marriages, it doesn't matter what they are. I mean, brother, sister, mother, daughter,
Hmm.
it's there's no manual. And
No, no.
there's no manual, there's no right or way to wrong way to do it, people like to say, but there is. Because
Be
if
mean and
it,
nasty. Be mean.
it's like,
Be mean and nasty, and you'll get it real fast.
yeah, you
Yeah.
understand that that's why it's a lot of broken families now, because nobody sat down and had those conversations and said that, hey, this doesn't work for me, and
Hmm.
this I feel this certain way and I don't feel heard, or vice versa, where you are too sensitive and you need to realize, you know
Yeah, man. That's See, I like the preventative maintenance method, man, because what
yeah.
that kind of allows me to do is it allows me to think a little bit first.
Mhm.
And so, when we was talking about words, using I could never say nothing mean to somebody who I'm looking to try to get a nightcap with real quick.
Right, right.
I don't, I just, I mean, and don't get me wrong, I'm human, but I
Mhm,
think once you start to realize that people are having a human experience no different, I think you
mhm,
kind of like back down on what people, whether, like you said, whether it's family, whether it's anything that you're dealing with or anybody that you're dealing with, once you know that they having a human experience, you
mhm.
just kind of got to watch them.
I think,
Somebody's got to balance the room,
man, that's
you
big
know.
right there. That's real
If
big.
no, yeah, if there's no balance, how are you going to resolve any of the issues that's on the table?
Mm,
So I gotta look at both. When people say it's hard to look at both sides of the coin, or you gotta look at it. Yeah, we have to look at all sides of the coin. My side, her side,
mhm.
our side. You know what I
Right,
mean? Kids
right.
side. What is the healthy boundaries that kids see when you're yelling or when you're angry or you trying to get your point across, right? Those
Mhm,
kids then take those actions into school. Now, that may not be the exact same action as far as like yelling at each other. Could be, bam, I took a toy. What you gonna do? Or bam,
mhm,
I'm not doing this homework. Very subtle things. Those very small things will always get in. Believe it or not, they'll build up quick
mhm,
because they go unnoticed. Those
mhm.
small little things, like when kids develop anger issues that you didn't know that they had, it was
Right.
developing. Those little small transactions was happening, and you never
Mhm,
knew that they were paying attention. All because it stemmed from a disagreement that may have gotten a little bit too heated.
mhm,
Voices started to raise. So we, me and my wife, never get there. We never
mhm,
get there. I may be a little bit more forthcoming in my opinions, and she is probably a little bit more quiet. And I just allow her to express herself.
mhm.
But I always know that I'm never gonna say things to hurt her to get her angry or nothing like that. Nah,
Right.
I want to love on my wife.
Mhm.
Let me get a love loan real quick. Yeah, hey,
Man,
what's
man.
up? Let me catch you downstairs real quick. They over here playing.
Let me catch you real quiok, girl. Matter of fact, why don't you
Because
make it interesting? Run around the room
yeah,
reul quick. Let's
yeah, run
make it a little
around.
spicy.
Yeah, go outside. I'll meet you outside real quick.
Kids sleep.
Not by the
You know.
privacy fence part. But you gotta. I
That's
think
what's up.
if you make love and you make marriage intentional, like these things that you really want to do, like the same way that people want to make money and they want to hustle or they want to create this generational wealth, whatever.
Mhm,
How you have to do all these things very intentional, but the main thing that is very intentional is your marriage. You have to your children, you have to be very intentional about their rearing. You have to be very
mhm,
intentional about how you treat their mother, because that those actions go out into the world. I want my boys to grow up and have wives. Now, will they have wives like their mom? No. But will they have something that they love? That's what we're teaching. We want them
Mm-hmm.
to say, go get who you love. Go get that girl of your dreams. Or she may not be the girl of your dreams. Or let me rephrase that. Go get the girl of your reality. Because the one of your dreams you'll chase forever.
Mm. Wow.
But there's
Wow.
no other way around it. There's no other way.
I was going to actually ask you to go ahead and wrap this up with some type of anecdotal thing, and I mean right there, that's it, that's it right there.
Yeah.
Wow. It
If,
says,
if anybody's getting anything out of this, whether it's men, women, I would, if I had any advice, if thank you for allowing me to come here and say this. I've been trying to re-gear back my podcast up with writing and even starting articles on Medium, but chase
mm-hmm,
the people that's in your reality, not the
mm-hmm,
ones that's in your the ones that's in your dreams is too far away. That's why sometimes we even fail with, oh, that's the job of my dreams. It's not a real dream. What's the real things that you want to do?
mm-hmm,
Knowing what we know now, knowing what we can reach out and touch and what we can reach out and do and get and grab, what do you really want to do? Because
mm-hmm.
almost these things that we have nowadays is like, whoa, that's crazy. I didn't know you can do that. Let me
Right,
tap into
right,
that.
exactly.
So you don't no longer have to, when people say, oh, what are your dreams? Man, reality's crazy.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Like, have you seen this stuff that we can do in reality? Like, you can
Right,
literally get
right.
tapped in with your spouse on levels that you be like, oh, I didn't think I could get tapped in like that. Yeah, if you don't follow the crowd and you follow the love, you can get tapped in real quick. You can
Mm-hmm,
blink and you be like, oh, snap, we've been together 20 years, not even paying attention. Why? Because we have invested so much of our everyday life. Uh, the food that we cook, you'd be surprised. You don't even get sick as much when you love like this.
mm,
It's just the small things that you do that's centered around that marriage. And like I said, everybody's not going, everybody hadn't been successful. And this isn't a blueprint to success. This is something that everybody can grab and say, I'm gonna choose better. I'm gonna sit some time and I'm gonna see if I'm compatible with this person.
mm-hmm,
I'm gonna take you on day dates. We're gonna go get some ice cream at 2 o'clock, and then this thing is gonna end at 2:30. And then it's
mm-hmm,
gonna be followed up with some conversation. Then we're gonna do this again. But you get caught up into trying to give dating advice. People want to look at you as if you could be the one that, need that dating advice. Like, I don't need dating advice. We're
mm-hmm.
married. We do real things. I don't date my wife. I
He
take
said
her
we do
places.
real
You know what I
things.
mean? People be
Say,
like, oh
look,
man, you gotta go on a date. Like, nah, I ain't going on no date. I'm taking my beautiful woman out to a nice place. That ain't a date to me. A date is every
right.
day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? A date is
He
every day.
said, it's
We
like, look,
chose this day.
he said, look, every day we get up together is a date.
It's a date.
It's
We
a
said
date.
we found each other in the kitchen. She had orange juice. I had coffee. It's a date.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm
He
saying? I
said, that's
seen her
that.
driving down the street. Pull over. Let me get in the back seat. Hey, let's love one out. You know?
Hey, this is supposed to be a family podcast, bro.
Love one, bro.
I feel you. I feel you. You say, hey, girl.
Hey, whatever way you got to create your family, man. I'm all about that,
Hey,
man. Because
I feel you,
you
man. I
know,
feel you. I think, man, you are actually needed out here, man. And that's why I titled it the way I did. Is like, you are important. You are important, man, because as a male figure in the household, man, it says a lot. It says a lot about your you as a person, your character, and there's a lot of people that need that direction or this understand that there's a different way of doing things out there, and
mhm.
it's not as difficult as we make it out to be because a lot of times we get in our heads and saying, "Oh, I gotta have this and I gotta have that to get to where I need to go," and all we gotta really do is just show up,
Mhm.
be intentional about what we want, be willing to do what's needed, and go from there.
We do it
Yeah,
all for the
man.
money anyway.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Be like,
Yeah,
girl, go ahead and pay me. I'll do something strange for some
yeah.
change.
Well, think about it though, right? Check this out. You would never go to your work and say the most foul thing to your boss, right?
Right, right, right.
in fear that you could lose that check, right?
Hey, that's true.
Yeah, right.
It's
In
like, but
fear that you wouldn't, but you would say the craziest thing to the woman who you had to sleep next to.
ooh,
You got to balance these things. Like, no, no, no. If I'm gonna talk some crazy mess to somebody, it's probably gonna be to my boss
boss.
because
Yeah.
my
I ain't
wife
trying to
is pretty
leave
much.
that. I ain't trying to lose that.
Yeah, nah,
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
mm-mm, mm-mm,
Man.
mm-mm,
Hey,
mm-mm.
Garen, I think that should be the name of your podcast, boy, right there. She said we are in a diamond mine with all these gems.
Thank you, thank you. I don't know if that was a pun, but thank you. I'll take it.
I'm just saying,
Thank you.
boy.
Hey,
That right there,
what's
that's a
her
bar right
name?
there.
What was her name?
Janika
J-
Smith.
J-
That's my sister,
Janika.
man. That is not her name. That is that is a facade.
It don't matter, Janika. Thank you. That right there was dope. Even if you was trying to be funny, that was still cool.
Yeah,
Fresh out the
man. I was like,
diamond mine. I
yeah,
had to get her
write that
some
down.
tags on that.
Yeah, write that down. Write down. Welcome to the Diamond Mine. I'm handing out free gems today. Go ahead.
I'm handing out free gems about love. That's how we want. That's
Yeah.
how we want to do. You know,
Uh,
it's all about love. If it ain't that, you know,
What is it about, man? I mean, that's all it is about, man. I mean, it's crazy. You know, you've been basically preaching about love all this time, man.
the
And
only thing, man.
Bible verse today that came up on my phone was saying, love deeply. Love deeply, man, because it covers a multitude of sin. And the crazy thing about it is, we don't give people the grace and the love that they need. And everybody needs that. And it cultivates. It's almost like that fertilizer just to make somebody grow deeper, in you
Mm,
and be rooted in you more. You gotta have that. And
mm-hmm.
grace, those are the two things that I think we should leave off on is to have that grace and then having that love. And that right there is what's going to define and make your relationship be successful.
Well, my boy Larry June say, I'm just watering my plants. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it
Hey,
is. You gotta water your plants.
hey, my pastor put it like this. He said, my wife is my garden, and I make sure I till that thing. So,
Hey, hey,
hey,
man, look,
so,
man, I agree 1,000%, man.
yeah.
My wife is my earth,
Hmm.
you know. So I want to walk. I want to exist here on this earth. So I want to exist here with her. Like I
Hmm.
said, that's just what it's about. I'm always gonna be that way. I'm
Right.
always gonna be about marriage. I'm always gonna be about love, companionship, all of that, man. Every time. Who wants to be in
Hmm.
a house by themselves? Nobody.
Nobody.
Nobody. Nobody wants to be in it. Nobody wants to go to sleep by themselves or with the argument that they can't sift through. So yeah, man, it's always about love. Thank you for definitely inviting me out, man. When you shot me the text and was like, "Hey, bro, I want to invite you." Like I was like, "Wow, I ain't spoken in a while, but I've been gearing up to." So I
Hey,
give a
man.
big thanks to you for
Hey,
allowing
the
me
the
to
the
to
man.
to, to get that engine running
Yeah,
back.
hey man, the man on spirit needs what you got, man, because it's a lot of people, that
I'm a
that look
simp,
for
bro.
that.
I'm a simp and a sucker.
Hey, bro, sometimes you gotta simp it up, but you can simp up for the right reasons. It's
Man,
a lot of young men out there that got it all twisted, and that's why a lot of these women out here are looking silly because they think that we want somebody like Sexy Red talking about, I got bodies on bodies.
we got to stop liking what Sexy Red do first. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? We can't say that image is okay to like, and then to want to look to another woman that we really deal with and be like, "Hey, I want
Right.
to marry you." She gonna get twisted. She gonna look at it and be like, "How you like this track?" And of course, we're men. We know how we like it, right? But at the same time, you can't be so outwardly with who you with that. So if you
Mhm.
close that door and you never look inside of it again, but you know it's there, man, you just keep on trucking. You ain't got to even worry about it. You can just pass through that hall straight
Right.
fine. So men got to be better representations to women and show women that there are quality choices out there in us men. So we
Mhm.
can't always show hey, I'm looking for a girl with a big butt and this and this. But she got to be about like, no, no, no. I'm going to show you that I am a good quality male.
Mm,
Good
mm.
quality. I don't want to be the best. I don't want to be the worst. Let me be good quality. Let me be
Right.
a decent quality for you because like
Mhm,
it's a custom fit suit, baby. I'm not gonna fit. This is not me, and I'm not gonna fit with everybody. You're not gonna
mhm.
fit with everybody, but we fit together. So guess what? This is our utopia.
Right, right. Man, shoot.
So
I'm gonna have to bring you back on again, man, so we can have
oh
some more
mom,
discussion, man.
yeah,
Definitely had a
man,
great
yeah.
time talking with you, man.
Appreciate you.
It's always good to talk to brothers about life, and to be able to catch up, bro. Uh
Yeah, we wanted to talk about that music, man, but you
yeah,
know,
we're supposed to talk about music, but man, I mean, shoot, I couldn't stop.
if you got 5 minutes, man, we can transition.
Ah, boy, I think we talked enough. I think we
Yeah,
talked enough,
man. Yeah, I was gonna
man.
say like
Your
if you
wife,
got
your wife
five,
gonna, hey, your wife gonna be tapping you on the shoulder like, Aaron, it's 10, it's 10
it's
now.
it's that invisible tap, bro. I already feel it. What you talking about? I'm like, huh? Yeah, man.
Oh
You know how
yeah,
many
yeah, yeah.
chores I got waiting on me upstairs?
He's like, this is my break. This is my break. You don't
Yeah,
understand. I still
man.
got things to do. But
Yeah,
man, I'm
man.
I'm so happy, man, that you were able to make it, man. You made my day. Uh,
Man,
I
you
just
made
want to let you
mine,
know,
bro.
man, you are very important. You are important not only to your family, but everybody in the community, man. We need more like you just to be that example.
Man, we
Because
need more like you, bro. To get that
mm,
message out, man. Because we not getting, guys like myself or you, we not getting found much. We
ah,
we getting pushed into a category, that's away from the crowd. So thank you for having this platform and
mm-hmm.
being transparent about what you have done and what you have been through. And like I said,
Oh yeah,
we've talked about it and we've seen, we know, so we don't have to announce it. But that's why I
yeah.
said thank you.
The thing about it, man, is like you don't have to acknowledge it. Like I know all the things you've done, just like you can see it. It's on your face. You
Most
know,
definitely.
it's in the conversation. It's like the wisdom and the knowledge shows. You know,
Yeah.
and that's the thing. It's like when people got to brag about what they've done and what they experience. It's just like do you want the accolades or are you going to actually teach somebody something? You know,
Mm. Hey,
and
because the teachers don't get the accolades.
no, they don't get the accolades. They get a lot of times. It's like, man, people that actually have the knowledge and the understanding. They end up getting people to teach, and then you teach them how to be teachers. And if you teach enough teachers, the knowledge that will spread around the world. But the
Mm,
problem is nobody wants to be taught, and that's
mm,
the biggest thing. Nobody wants to be
man,
taught. Everybody wants to be the man up front, but they don't want to be taught how to be a teacher so they can teach others. And with that, I end
man.
my TED talk.
Hey, 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 man, you headed there. You headed there. You headed there. Hey,
Yeah,
that's what's up,
man.
though, man. But thank you, definitely. I
Uh,
appreciate it, man. Whenever you got time to have me back on, I definitely clear my schedule to get here.
Heck yeah, not a problem, man. And then, like, once you get yours up and running, man, I'll come through the neighborhood, man, and
Oh
hop
yeah,
on there
man,
with you.
yeah, most definitely, man. I think you'll like that one. You'll like that one. You'll like it, bro. I think you'll slide right into that space.
Oh
I
yeah,
will
yeah.
we'll wrap on the back end, but yeah, you'll love
Yeah,
it.
we could definitely do that.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. I want to thank everybody that tuned in to the Weed Time podcast with Tish Kalani and DJ Spin I Am. She should be back next week. Next week, we are looking to have a couple of strong black women on board. Hopefully, we're going to be talking about entrepreneurship and how people are doing what they do in their respectable markets and things. So that's going to be fun. Make sure you tune in on every Tuesday at 7. We usually go in for an hour, but we tend to go over a lot here because we on CPT time. We show up on time sometimes and we end late. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe at Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. And with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and tune out. Go ahead and stay on, Gary.